Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. I just had the most bizarre thing happen to me. I've never had this happen before. So I started filming this video last night, and it was like a vlog style video. And I had about 30 minutes of footage, which was edited down to about 20 minutes of footage or so. I had that all edited, ready to go. I did that last night. So then I woke up this morning and I continued my day and I filmed more stuff and probably another 20 minutes, 30 minutes of footage. And I transferred it onto my computer, and then I got called to do something, go help with the kids or whatever it was. And then I ran down to the computer and I unplugged my phone. I ran back upstairs. And then I go to sit down on my computer and finish editing the video. And the editing software says, all your files are missing. It's like, what? What do you mean all my files are missing? That doesn't make any sense. So then I look at my files, and the file folder that I had, whatever it is, December 6th vlog. And that file folder was empty and renamed as a new folder, and everything was gone. The files weren't in my trash bin. The files weren't in my copy paste or cut paste. Like, the files were just gone. So I lost like 40 minutes of footage that I have been working on for about 18 hours. Like, the video is gone. So now I've got to refilm the video and sort of show you what I did. But today we're going to be talking about how I MILS plated the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, pretty cool. Also, I cleaned up the entire city in said vlog. That is now gone. So I'll show you what I did there and discuss some of the comments that people made and suggestions that people made and sort of give you my feedback on those things. And yeah, I just had like a tremendous day in the Lego room, just like going around, doing stuff, building stuff, cleaning stuff up, organizing desks, organizing cables. And I had this awesome vlog ready to go. Pretty much just needed to edit it, and it was all ready to go. And the files just like vanished. Like, I've never had that happen before. I'm just like flabbergasted. I don't know what to say. So here I am refilming it late at night. Let's show you what I did. So first things first, I went through all of my parts and I dumped them all on the counter, and I was looking for every single 4x4 and 4x6 green plate that I had, because I wanted to MILS plate the Eiffel Tower. So I had to go through everything. Like, I'm talking part bins that haven't been sorted. I'm talking about MILS plate, train tracks that need to be MILS plated. I'm taking all those green plates because I used a bunch of them on the Eiffel Tower, and I MILS plated the 4 48x48 base plates that the Eiffel Tower sits on. We'll have a look at that in one moment. I also received a very exciting parcel that included this awesome power bar right here, which I've tucked up behind my computer. You can see it's got USB chargers, and also the plugins are on the side of it, which I thought was really cool. But now all my power is behind the computer there, and that really helped clean up the ground. Now I no longer have cables all over the place running down to power supplies, and I also cleaned that up as well, because I used to have USBs that would plug into that and they'd be dangling down. So I was able to clean up the floor around my desk by reducing those wires. However, I still need to use some zip ties to take care of all the dangling stuff. Now, after I finished building the raised train track here in the Lego City, I left a huge mess. It was ridiculous. Modular buildings were on the ground. They weren't placed in the city. Traffic lights were knocked down absolutely everywhere. Minifigures were everywhere. It was like a bomb went off. So in the vlog, I actually fixed it all. I put all of the modular buildings back, that being the boutique hotel, the El Cubo Fine Art Cafe, the school, a whole bunch of stuff. It's all back where it belongs now, like the brick bank, the old Sanctum Sanctorum there, because I needed to remove all of those MILS plated modular buildings so that I could access the streets, so I could install the raised train track. So everything is back and looks good now. So there's modular buildings right here. When I installed the raised train track, I asked people, what should I do here? I should build a structure of some sort, and what do you think I should do? A lot of people were telling me to shift this road over. But I really don't see how that makes sense, because this is a street and the modular building is right here. So if I shift this road over, that means there's going to be an open base plate here and an open base plate here. What am I going to do with those base plates because there's technically 4 plates here. I can't really put another modular building there and another modular building there, can I? Maybe. I guess it opens up one more plate for the city. But if I put a road there, to all the commenters who are telling me to do that, what is your vision for the other open base plates in this corner in front of the brick bank and the Sanctum Sanctorum? And I'm just having a hard time visualizing what it would be if I put the road there and essentially had that turn start earlier. Also, I like how it's sort of an interesting turn, like a double turn almost. I sort of like that intersection there. It looks pretty cool. I feel like it adds character to the Lego City because it's not like a straight up grid. Now, when I added the raised train track, I had to move some traffic lights, which you can see laying here in the zoo. I'm going to have to come up with a modified design here and somehow attach my traffic lights to the bottom of some of the sections of the raised track, or just use the small little pillar traffic lights that come in the extra bags, or somehow have them dangling here. I think that would look really cool. So I've got to come up with a way to re-implement these traffic lights in the Lego City. In said vlog, I had some really cute footage of my kids. They were being super cute today. And then I showed off these awesome socks that I got from the Black Friday Eddie Bauer sale. You know when I'm adult when, eh? I've been waiting for these socks ever since I ordered them. They're awesome. Look at that. Fuzzy inside, yeah. Those things look amazing. So I also wanted to take the time to talk a little bit about the Lego City raised train track. The other day I placed some pretty big Bricklink orders and Lego Pab orders, and those pieces are going to allow me to finish building the raised train track and make it look a lot better. First off, everything is going to be tiled off, and we're going to be using those new and improved supports that use the inverted arches and also the arches. Now you see how this thing's sort of going up and down a little bit? It sort of does this. It's because you can see there's a little bit of sag between the tracks. And I think when we tile off these tracks, and when I get the new arches put in that actually have underlying plate that support the entire thing, it's going to get rid of that. You can see how the nose of the train moves a little bit when it goes through the straights. So I'm hoping our new supports take care of that problem, and I think it's going to, because once again, it has underlying plate, so it's going to be way more supportive for the train track and look a lot more modern, and overall just have a better appearance here in the city. So when I get all these parts, I'm actually going to be rebuilding the supports in the back wall here too. It's all going to be arches, and I think it's going to look pretty cool because there's going to be these large arches that come off the wall and then beams that come down. And when the beams are side by side and the panels are up against one another, the beams are going to look like 2x2 bricks. And I think it's going to look really nice. The arches do have the support pillar. Now in the vlog, I went through and I created a different style of support using the arches. I really don't feel like ripping this apart here and showing you that, but I actually do have some footage still on my phone, so I'm going to do a voiceover on that. So like I said, this is a voiceover, so the audio is really not going to make sense with the video, but as you can see, the prototype that I made the other day is really strong. It's supported. This one here, it's not quite as strong. Of course, there are different ways that I could support it and make it even stronger. The arch is built into the wall. I can't inset that arch into the wall any further because it starts arching right away, and that wouldn't really match the pillar vibe that I have going between the arches on the wall there. There is a way that I could beef it up in the back there because there is 2 studs that are available, so I could build it up in the back. Ultimately, I've already ordered the other arches and the pieces to build the other style, so I don't really want to change the way I'm doing it mid-order. I don't think that really makes sense. I don't think having the free-floating arches is going to be as strong, but of course there are ways that I can make it stronger, and I think both ways would definitely work. There's also ways that I can make the floating arch style look better than it already does, maybe by putting like an inverted slope or something like that on the end of it. A lot of people have been telling me to bring the rocks out on the base plate and have the train track actually sitting on the rocks like it's on a mountain ridge. I definitely like that idea, but it's going in a complete opposite direction of what I'm already doing, so I'd have to rebuild absolutely everything and try and figure that out. Also, I'd have to bring those rocks up probably another 1.5 of those
rectangular rock panels tall, so the height of it would become sort of weird and it'd be completely different, a completely opposite direction than what I'm heading in right now. Just a little bit of feedback and response to your guys' comments. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. And once again, this is a voiceover. That's why the audio does not match up with the video. But when those parts arrive, it's going to look a lot better when we have those arches here. Another thing that I'm going to do is lower this tunnel so that it's at the same height as those arches, so there's not that little bit of an incline there. I didn't get a chance to do that today because I actually, well, cleaned up everything and also MILS plated the Eiffel Tower. I had so much footage on how I did this, but essentially what I did is just built a MILS plate using green plates and bricks. You can see I've got the green border there, all sorts of 2x2 bricks underneath and 2x3s and 1x2s. Just to make it work, I had to use every single green plate in my inventory. Now it sits on 4 of the 48x48 base plates. You can see how big it is. Now I did not make it one big MILS plate. The plates are held together, but they're actually being held together by the Eiffel Tower. So I'll quickly take apart my Eiffel Tower here and show you the outline that I created using all of this brick and plate. It is rather difficult to extract because you can no longer get your fingers in the little finger grips that are just underneath these dark tan road plates. So now I have to be very careful and lift it out vertically by like the top of the tower, which is definitely a little bit sketchy, but I'm still going to do it just to show you. Obviously, when I was doing it in the vlog, I was sort of vlogging the entire experience. But let's try and extract this thing. Okay, that was my first time doing it, and it's not sketchy at all. Just lifted it right out. You see what I mean, though? The base has these finger grips. I can no longer access that because it's inset into the MILS plate. There's the outline of the Eiffel Tower. Pretty neat, hey? Once again, 4 of the large base plates, and these are not tacked together. But the interesting thing is, when you place the Eiffel Tower, it actually locks it into position. So it doesn't need to be tacked together. However, when I place it, I put some tiles just on the connecting joints just to make sure that they're perfectly aligned, because this is a perfect fit for the Eiffel Tower. So in order for it to go in there smoothly, you want your plates, first off, not to be shifting around, and second off, to be perfectly aligned. So there we go. The Eiffel Tower, MILS plated. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot more stuff here in the very near future. I'm going to be replacing all of these micro scale details with minifig scale details, and then we're going to be, you know, like tiling paths and sidewalks and putting all sorts of trees and bushes absolutely everywhere and making this look like it's a really cool attraction in the amusement park. Now, I'm going to be able to conserve some green plate, I hope. I used like all of my green plate, which is ridiculous, but obviously wherever I tile it off, I'll be able to swap these out for yellow or blue or whatever miscellaneous cheaper plate that I have, and then I'll tile it off. We'll make it look awesome. So yeah, it's going to become a really neat attraction here at the amusement park, and this thing is just absolutely massive. I'm having a hard time getting over the size of it, and that's how I MILS plated it. Essentially just create a border on 4 48x48 base plates. You can see I left 4 studs here and more at the back just because that's how it fits in the amusement park. That's just how the base plate alignment works. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I got started on this. It looks really good. And I think it's going to be awesome here in the amusement park. So the amusement park is still a work in progress. Still lots of stuff happening here. The next thing that I got to do is get these MILS train tracks all finished up. And you can see there's a missing curve over there by the Eiffel Tower. So I've got to get that dealt with. Just slowly but surely. Now, I have some plans for the amusement park. And I'm not going to be reusing a lot of the old structures that have been around since the beginning of Bricksie amusement park history. That being some of these down here, like the concession stands, the games. Some of those are going to be destroyed. And I hope to build mini modular buildings that look like the ones on the beach here. And those are going to be souvenir shops, places to eat, and just things that you would see at like a Disney amusement park. Not that I'm trying to build Disney World, but I want it to look more permanent. So rather than having these little tiny concession stands, they'll still be concession stands, just different styles of them. I want some mini modular buildings here in the amusement park. I think it'll just look a lot better. So yeah, that's my plans for the amusement park, and boy oh boy, does that ever look good. The MILS plated Eiffel Tower. So that's pretty much everything that the vlog covered. I cleaned up my cables, I got some new socks, we MILS plated the Eiffel Tower, I put all the modular buildings back and got the city looking good again. And there was a bunch of other stuff as well, but footage vanishing. That was so strange. Everybody, let me know what you think by commenting below, or like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for popping on by, and I'm glad I was able to somewhat recover the video. Farewell.